Let's talk about 5 sacrifices we made in our 20s to reach financial independence by the time we are 30. My name's Luke and welcome to my channel. If you could drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel down below, that'd be really awesome. Let's jump into these 5 things that are helping Emily and I achieve financial independence and freedom by the time we are 30. Number 1 is only having one car shared between us. Now, for the longest time, Emily and I have shared a little car, a little 2010 Holden Barina called Ruby. She's bright red, and we've shared this car for a number of years now. Now, when we first started dating, we both had cars, but I bought a Lemon, and I used that car for about 12 months until it finally died. A couple of times we had issues with it. So initially we had issues with the clutch, and then eventually, as we were driving down the motorway, the car just died on us. We ended up pulling over under a bridge and getting the car towed away, and I sold it for $200 cash. But the real key from that point forward was that Emily and I agreed to not take out a car loan and to share our car for all things. Whenever there were any events on, we'd agree and organize ahead of time, to get a lift, catch public transport, or to share the car. So one of us would drop each other off and head to the next event. Now, we've managed this for over 7 years now. It's fantastic having one little car between us, and we don't need anything more at this point in time. We're looking to get a new car in the next year or two, but throughout most of our 20s and for the next year or so, we're looking to only have one car shared between us. So that's been a great way and also a sacrifice that's enabled us to save more money through our 20s to help us work towards our goal of financial independence and financial freedom. Number 2 is travel. Now, I'm going to get a lot of comments down in the comment section down below because travel is a great thing. It's something we love doing, that we want to do. And I know lots of you out there in the financial independence and property investing community are going to be personally passionate about traveling and seeing this beautiful world we live in. But Emily and I in our early 20s sacrificed on doing massive trips that were really expensive in order to allow us to save more money and to spend money on trips that we really wanted to do. We had plans to go on a big Euro trip this year, but given everything and the travel restrictions, we don't think travel will be coming back over the next few years. So for yourself out there, given that the environment we're in, maybe holding off on doing big trips and big travel until you're ready, until you can plan it out and make it cost effective for you. Number 3 was living in small apartments and spaces to save as much money on rent as we could. Now, Emily and I have done this for years. When we first moved out into our very first apartment, it was a 2-bedroom, small apartment. It wasn't the nicest space and it wasn't the biggest space. When we moved out of that space, we only increased our rental payments by $20, but we managed to find a much nicer place and a much better landlord. We were paying $340 a week to live in a fantastic apartment block with only 4 units in the space and a bus stop basically at our doorstep. So living in small spaces and cheap apartments is a great way to save as much money as you can. If you're going to move out of home or live with someone else, try and find a cheap way to pay your rent because rent is one of the largest payments you're going to make every week. Therefore, the amount that you can reduce that, every $10 you can reduce your rent is $520 in your pocket each year. Now, finally, when Emily and I did buy a home, we actually lived on the bottom floor and rented out the other bedrooms upstairs. That allowed us to save money and essentially live for free. So that was a great way for us to save money in our 20s, and it's really helped us and boosted our financial independence journey so far. Number 4 was actually managing both a full-time work and attempting side hustles that we were passionate about to bring money in. This is one you'll hear about a lot on this YouTube community, and I'm really passionate about chasing side hustles that are passion projects and you can also potentially bring in income from. Now, I'm currently chasing creating a YouTube channel and starting my own business. And we've tried heaps of things in the past and side hustles to make money on the side while we had our day jobs. We tried running an unsuccessful e-commerce business. I was a musician at pubs and bars for a while, for a few years, and that made me some good money on the side. So whatever you're passionate about, whether it's arts and crafts, whether it's mowing lawns or helping people renovate or making digital products online, try and find a side hustle that can make you money outside of your day job. Unless you branch out, try new things, try new experiences, and work on something that you're actually interested in and passionate about, you won't stick to it for the long run. So it's a great idea to invest your time in a side hustle that you're both passionate about, and you can try and make money out of it at the same time as well. Having the additional source of income is great for boosting your wealth and allowing you more money to invest into the stock market or to invest into property to bring you more returns over time. At the end of the day, we're all trying to make more money as we sleep. So having a full-time job and a side hustle is a great combination to help you get there. Now, the fifth and final sacrifice here I wanted to talk about is time. Now, this is very broad, but there are a few key points I wanted to talk about in giving up our time to help us work towards financial independence in our 20s. Emily and I have worked a lot of 6 and 7 day work weeks. It's important to not burn yourself out, but it's also important to push your limits and learn and grow through challenging experiences. Now, I've spent thousands of hours. I couldn't tell you how many hours I've spent listening to podcasts, reading real estate books, looking at magazines, and picking people's brains about how real estate works, what their views are on real estate, and understanding different points of view about how to invest in property and to actually get the most out of your property investing journey. So I've flooded a lot of my time over years and years, as well as my own personal professional work life, being based around auditing financial numbers and understanding businesses that work in the real estate market and in the capital raising and digital space. So the combination of my personal time, understanding and developing knowledge, and my professional work being in an industry and an area which is related to property and investing, and then both of those coming together with us actually going out there and taking action is where we've given up so much time to get ahead to where we are now. Now, when I say get ahead, it doesn't mean we're trying to get ahead of other people and put them down and where they're at financially. It's just that Emily and I want to put in the hard yards early so that we can have more time and choices later down the track. And that's exactly why we've been putting the time in during our 20s to have more freedom and abundance when we're in our 30s and beyond. So that means eventually spending more time with family, friends, and loved ones, to work in our community, to do things we're passionate about, and to eventually help, well, not eventually, we want to help other people on the journey. And when we reach the destination, it's not just about reaching an end point in time, when we have enough money to pay all of our costs. It's about along the way, working towards that goal and building a community and sharing our knowledge and helping others along the way through giving financially and giving of our time. So that all cultivated to taking action. And that's what I really want you to be encouraged to go out there and take action as the result of all these points in this video. Em and I took action through taking this knowledge and our understanding to actually putting in extra days on our weekends to renovate properties and do as much work as we could to add value to them, to boost the rents and boost the values, to grow our portfolio, grow our net worth, and eventually grow our passive income. Now, you might not want to do that through property investing, but that's largely what my channel is about. But if you want to invest in shares or your career or a business, there's plenty of options out there for you to invest your time wisely to give yourself a long-term return. Now, I would highly, highly encourage you to go out there and invest in property because it's what we've done and what I'm passionate about, and it's the way we've managed to build our net worth and as well our passive income. And all in all, property is what's going to help us achieve financial independence by the time we're 30. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. If you could drop a comment down below to give us your thoughts on the ways you can achieve financial independence by the time you're 30. And if you're over 30, let us know how you're working towards achieving financial independence and FIRE at this point in time. Again, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.